There's gonna be a little bit of ambience right now, or outside noise. I have my window open right here, and I like it because I like hearing the ambient noises of the night. My window is there's like a student dorm complex, so there's a building across from me. There's people on the balcony. There's people outside, right, and just hear the sounds of the trams going by. And it's nice to hear that when I'm stuck in this little cube at nighttime. I think it's interesting. Think about this. I'm gonna play something as I talk. Keeps me focused. Um, I think it's interesting. Now, I spent a lot of time in this cube here. This cube. Um, and you can't see it. Maybe I'll show some pictures, but there are so many of these cubes. The student complex, the student dorm complex, is just these gray boxes, and every gray box has their own little cube room, and we can all look out to each other. But yeah, we just see the little cubes, and I stick my head out right here. Yeah, and there's cubes running down that way, running down this way, and but some people have their windows open, some don't. But no one's looking out, no one's sticking their head out looking anywhere. I'm the only one who leans out the window. I just kind of like sit out here. Maybe I'll do that. Hold on. All right, so I'll move this around. I'm filling my laptop right now, so the perspective's kind of jumbled. But sitting outside my window right here, vaguely see the sky, the trees, the building behind me, the additional cubes, right? I was doing a project today. I do a lot of data collection, like quantified self stuff. And what the project was, I go back and find all the digital information I can find about my activity and the stuff I've done myself online and on my accounts and everything. So I'm going on my Google account, history, everything, and it goes back to 2013. So 10 years ago, when I first made my Google account, and it still has all of that logged. My YouTube doesn't go back quite as far; it goes back to like 2014 or so. But so I ran it in Python, or into put it in Python and made this little spreadsheet file, a CSV file, where you can see all the values of this. I like this video. I watched this video, right? And it was 60,000 lines long, which means there was at least there's 65,000 interactions I've had with the YouTube platform. At least on this one YouTube account. I've had other ones in the past 9 years, right? The videos liked, videos disliked, and searches, but searches aren't really as common. And videos watched as well, but it's usually watched or liked because the data is incomplete. So if I have it liked, I don't have it watched, but if I have it watched, I don't have it liked. That's just a weird way that the video came up, that the data came up, I mean. But it's interesting because I did the math. It's okay, 65,000, presumably, roughly, that's how many videos, because I didn't really search as much, so round, maybe 60,000, right? And I presumed, so say every video is about 3 minutes long, and I watch 3 minutes of every video I click on. And I usually don't click on videos if I don't watch a good chunk of it, and 3 minutes is a conservative number, right? It's a considerable number of hours, considerable number of minutes. 135 days. Straight days. So 135 24-hour periods is how long I would have been having to watch YouTube videos to just match that very conservative estimate of how much time I spent on YouTube. It's kind of insane to me. Now imagine that would be like saying it's like what, a third of a year, right? Sleep for a third of the day, go to work for a third of the day. Means for a year, I had a full-time job of just watching YouTube videos. And I know that's not it, because this is just YouTube now. Now you push those numbers up, because I watch longer videos as well, and the number goes up, and then you add Netflix and just scrolling on Reddit and everything, and it quickly becomes apparent that I've spent a year of my life straight on the internet, staring at a screen, not even really interacting with anyone, just engaging in the stimulus feed, right? A year. Undeniably, I would have reached a year. And of course, I'll run these analyses when I get get all the data collected and run some statistics and, because I can't actually tell how much of a video I watch. I use some sort of probability metric or whatever, right? But it's insane to me. And I was also thinking about how much time I spend in this cube, and I spent so much time here in the past week, and I don't really leave unless I go to school or the gym, and I don't really have classes too often. So if I do homework, I'm also staring at a screen. I do it in this cube. If I eat, I do it in this cube, I walk out to go to the gym, right? I walk back, walk up to class, walk out to see my girlfriend or whatever, but so much time. Basically, these past 3 straight days have just been in here. When the weekend comes around, I have classes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 straight days in this cube. 4 days in this cube, staring at another square, my screen. Once I realized that I watched YouTube videos for 135 straight days, consecutive days, like summed up, ever since I was, how old was I? Like 12 years old, right? And I was watching YouTube before, and then it's just when I made my YouTube account, right? No wonder we're messed up the way we are. No wonder I messed up, right? That's why my brain is wired to be like, it's wired to stare at the screen. And we know this. It never sits in. No one ever lets that mold into themselves, into their brain, and realize what that would actually mean for them. This is what your brain is trained to do. It is trained to watch YouTube videos, right? So, I don't know what to make of that. And I don't know if it's possible to, change that after so many years. I thought about it sometimes, so that I assume there's going to be a point in my life where I get too busy to engage with the stimulus feed anymore, can't watch YouTube, can't scroll for so long. But I guess I'm also afraid that there'll be a point where I'll go to work and I'll be too tired to do anything else. I kind of feel like that now. Too tired to not do that, right? That'll be a crazy time. I think this is something that each of us individually in this generation is going to have to think about. And I can't even imagine what the future generations are going to have to deal with, which is completely different. Now, not just watching YouTube videos, but I refuse to download TikTok. I don't watch TikTok. Or short form content. And imagine the generation that grew up like, oh yeah, I've watched full straight year of TikTok. Where would your mind go? What would happen to that brain of a year on TikTok? Not even exaggeration, a cumulative year. I'm sure it'd be much longer than that. I'm sort of rambling at the same point now, but even when I'm doing something productive, something I'm supposed to be doing, right? I'm supposed to be doing school, study. I'm at a screen. I'm alone, staring at a screen. I'm not interacting with people. I go to class, like a few times a week. And then for double that time, I need to be staring at a screen alone, working on homework. Studying, watching videos, to learn about the subject more, and typing away. We are already, cyborgs. With the amount of time that our brains are molded to this thing. And I don't know what to do about that. It just feels like and it's fun, but it is so fun, but that's the thing, you can either become with it, right? Completely let yourself be absorbed over with the screen, and then it's really fun.
and delude yourself saying that you don't need anything more. Once you realize that there's more to this than being some sort of computational machine, right? And that's when everything sort of just cracks. What do I want? What do I want to do? What should I do in this world? Nothing feels more true to me than, like sitting outside while the sky turns from like this sort of faded cerulean blue into deep purple. And just watching the clouds fade away as well. And the horizon shrink from its orange glow and just turn into black. Something really nice about that. And for me, that's what is the most true thing. And I want to connect with people, but I feel like this 10 years of being in content machines stripped that from me. But you could say that in saying that I'm stripping myself of my own autonomy, putting the blame onto something else. And I know, the answer, right? The answer, and self improvement subreddit or whatever. They always have the same gist of workout, hang out with friends, and meditate, right? Don't become so attached to these things. And meditation, stuff like that, really works. But I feel like we're going to be reaching the point like, why? Meditate for what? Not only what are we going to go back to, but technology is going to get to the point where that gap, where I said, you're either absorbed into the machine or realize the difference, like there's something else out in the world, it's going to grow smaller. And then the machine will be able to take care of everything that you feel like you should need. Probably in the next, 5 to 10 years even. You're feeling lonely, and talk to one of these fine-tuned chatbots. It was fine-tuned to be, I don't know, like your girlfriend or something, or say, hey, I have this load of text conversations. Can you please, copy that writing style? And here's a video of her voice, and maybe I won't be so alone anymore. And the problem is, I think that will work. I think it will work too well. So when these things work too well, then what do we do? Because we can't just meditate it anymore. Because why, we're going to outgrow the need for that. We're in this transitionary period where we're becoming more machine, but we're not quite there yet. So we're feeling the adverse effects of tearing your limbs off and replacing them with metal. But I don't like to speculate too much. That's beside the point. Just this cube and staring at these cubes and